Welcome to this session doing some tactics on chesstempo.com with the advocate. Today we're going to do 1800 to 1900 mixed. Let's go ahead and get started. So the conflict here is how am I going to stop this pawn, right? But rook b5, a2, rook a5 holds the pawn. I'm wondering, what am I missing here? Rook b5, rook b5, a2, rook a5. Is there some nuance? Should I be playing rook b6 check, then rook a6? It's definitely an idea. Definitely an idea. Rook takes, bishop a4. Rook takes, bishop a4, rook a5, a2, rook takes a4. Rook b5, bishop, rook a5, a2. No, rook takes a2, rook a5, bishop, rook takes. Rook takes b5. What's the point? I don't get the point. Checkmate. Checkmate. Impossible to stop checkmate. That's the point. That's the point. Oh, man. Wow. Yep. Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, so he's threatening to queen. I have knight check, king h1 for a perpetual. I have rook g8, rook g8, rook b1. I'm not winning, and the most I can hope for. I'm not winning. I might be losing. The most I can hope for is draw. So I think it's just knight g4, knight f1, or knight f2. Knight g4, knight f2 with perpetual. If rook g8, I would have. If rook g8 and I can stop the pawn, it's 4 against 2. But if I can't stop the pawn, I lose. Rook g8, rook b1, rook b. Threatening mate. Again with the mate. Again with the mate. a bad day, guys. Bishop h7, king h7, queen h4, king g8. None of that actually works. Rook e7. Rook e7, rook takes d6. If queen takes d6, rook e8. Rook e8, king g7, queen check. Or just queen d6, queen check. Rook e7. Well, queen d6, I have queen d6, rook d6, rook takes e1. And if rook d6, I have rook takes e6, rook takes d4, rook takes e1. Yeah. And if rook takes, I have queen check, then take. Mikhail Tal with the white pieces. Good one. Finally got one right. Alright. Black to move. b3. b3, king a3. Not quite, huh? b3, king a3, queen c1, king a4. No, not quite. Not quite working. So what could I do instead? I could do queen c2, king a1, queen c1, king a2, and then b3 mate. So queen c2, queen b forced, queen here, queen check, king here. b3 is definitely checkmate. So queen c2, queen b2 is forced, and then. Got to figure out what to do after. Queen check, queen takes, pawn check, king a3, c3, queen takes c2, pawn takes c2, and he does have knight e2 at the end. He has knight e2 at the end, so I'm not queening. Wait, I have rook takes f4 at the end. Queen takes. Queen check, queen. Pawn check, king a3. c3 hitting the queen. Queen takes, pawn takes. I have pawns on c3 and c2. He plays king b3, c1 queens. He plays knight e2 directly. Do I have rook f2? Rook f2, knight c1, rook f1. Knight b2. I don't think it works. I don't think it works. I mean, it works, but it's only a piece. I'm a piece down. Whoops. Splashed coffee all over my face. So if b3 right away, what about c3? Checkmate. I'm getting mated. I'm getting mated. Queen d1, king d2, perpetual. Just perpetual. Because I was thinking this works fine, yeah? Queen here. Queen check, king a2, b3 is mates. So this is forced. Pawn check, king a3, pawn here. Queen takes, pawn takes, knight e, rook. So this is all good. So takes, takes. Rook takes here. I don't understand. What's the Morzevich game? This is Morzevich. Okay, so what's the point here? And what's wrong with my line? Queen b3, queen c2, queen b2, pawn check, king. Maybe the problem is king a1. I didn't consider king a1. Is that the problem? Queen here, king here. And now you don't have perpetual anymore. Okay, that's the problem. The problem is king b1. I didn't consider king b1. I only considered king a3. That's why the line fails. I just miscalculated. So if knight here, knight f6 comes with a mate threat. I'm threatening this, and I'm threatening mate. So knight here, where's the rook going to go? He needs to probably go back to f8. I should also consider the h7 square, yeah? Okay, what about rook e1, threatening mate? He probably plays... Oh, anywhere he plays the bishop, I'm going to tempo on the bishop. Huh? So if rook e1, threatening mate, bishop d7, I would have rook e7, again threatening mate. Rook e1, bishop check, obviously I just take. So yeah, rook e1 and his bishop doesn't have anywhere to go, and then after rook f8, rook e7, h7 falls. Okay, yeah. This. Check. King here. Just got to make certain I'm not losing b2. I'm not losing my light squared bishop. King e is an idea. Then after knight check, I can just grab the rook. It does seem more better to to play king e1 rather than, yeah, king e1, knight check. I have bishop takes. So king e1, rook here, rook g8, king g8, rook takes, bishop takes, rook takes, bishop takes, king takes f2. Yeah, rook takes, bishop takes, king takes f2. That was the way forward. Okay, I've got to stop playing this hand game, you know, like the not calculating everything out. It's time for that to end. Gotta put. It's time for that. It's over now. No more of that shit. Black to move. Promotion is the idea, but there's still a little bit of work to do. Rook c5. Rook c5. Rook c5. Rook c5, king c2. Rook takes c2, king takes c2, e1 promotes. Rook c5. There's also just direct promotion. Rook c5, king c2, e1 queens. Knight takes e1. Rook takes e1, knight takes e1. So rook c5, bishop d2. Rook c5, bishop d2. E1 queens, bishop takes e1. Rook c1 check. King a2, knight takes e1. E1 queens. Rook check. Knight takes. All right, and that was fully calculated, which was nice. That's what every single one, every single position should be. Me calculating the whole thing. How long have we gone this session? Okay, we're at 20 minutes now. Let's do one or two more. We'll see how it sort of plays out. All right, threatening queen h8 mate. Rook c8, rook c8. Rook c8, rook c8. Unfortunately, well, rook c8, queen c8. G6 is another way to play this position. But G6, Queen H6. What about Rook C8? King G2 is the problem. G6, Queen, Bishop, Queen E3, covering. So just Queen takes D6, Queen D6, Queen H8, King E7, Queen C8. Also Queen D6, Rook B7, again threatening Queen H8 mate. After which I don't have G6 anymore because of Queen F7 mate. Oh, How to do it. How to do it. I could, of course, combine these ideas with like Rook C1, Rook C1, King G2, Rook C1, King G2, G6, Queen H6, Bishop G7. But then Queen takes C1. I lose a piece. Or Rook takes C1. That way he doesn't lose the exchange. But no, at the end of it, there's Queen C8 mate. Difficult. Difficult. Maybe I think I should just run away. Maybe. King E8. No, Queen D6. Queen D6 if Rook B7. There's Rook C1. Queen D6. Yeah, Queen D6. Rook B7. Rook C1. King G2. Queen C6. Bishop E4. Queen here. Rook here. Rook check. King. Queen check. Bishop. What about queen a3, rook b7, queen d5 immediately? Bishop e4. And now if rook c1, king g2. He's still threatening mate. If g6, queen h6. Bishop g7, queen e3. Queen takes d6. I don't know what to do here. It's taking me way too long. So yeah, I'm going to go for this. Bishop g7 is the most natural reaction. Yeah. So bishop g7. Ivanchuk with the white pieces. Boris Gelfand with the black. Very strange problem. It was just a matter of elimination, that no other move was working to liberate the position except for g6. So now queen e6 or queen e3 or queen d2. Queen e3, queen d2. Take it from there. Rook h7, king h7, queen f7, king h8. Rook f7, king h7, bishop g6, king g6, queen f7 mate. So rook h7, king h7, rook h7, king g8, queen f7 mate. Rook h7, king h7, bishop g6, queen h, king h8. What do I have there? Rook h7, king h7, bishop g6. I could just be happy that I have a piece, but there's definitely something more. Wait, king h8, queen check here? Knight. No. I mean, rook check, king takes, bishop check. King g8 leads to mate, so king h8 forced. He doesn't really have any checks, yeah? So I could play one quiet move, like rook h7, king h7, queen check, king h8, queen takes here. And how does he stop queen h7 mate? It's not really any different though if I change the rook takes, king takes, bishop takes, king h8, queen f7. But now he has rook e2. That's the difference. In the other position, he doesn't have rook e2. So I should take with the queen. If knight f7, knight f8, rook takes check. Alright, it wants bishop f6 or bishop g6. Bishop g7, king g7, queen f7 check. I didn't notice that I have the h4 square, so bishop check, knight takes, queen check, king g8, queen h7 mates, knight here, yeah, bishop check, knight takes, queen h4, king, queen, queen mate. There we go. That was it. It's a good thing the other move was an alternate. There's actually a lot of alternates here. That's the last problem for this session. Let's stop it before it gets too long. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really enjoyed this session. I thought it was a good session overall. You will notice that my rating is a lot lower than it usually is, which makes me kind of sad. But overall, I think we had a good one today, and I hope to continue to improve. Make certain we get over 2,000 real soon. I will say on a personal note, today was a rough day for me. I was rejected from my master's program at Sciences Politiques in Paris. I was really hoping to get that, and I felt pretty sad that I didn't. Uh, so I was a little bit out of sorts today. But if you've been here with me for this journey, I want to thank you so much for having taken the time to watch these videos and sort of follow my own improvement and sort of watch me grow both as a player and a bit as a person. So thank you again, and until the next time, good luck with your chess journey.